We are back at it again here with another video with Invest for Tomorrow. To the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. To all subscribers, welcome back. I'll ask for returns for you guys to smash that like button. And here we are with STBX. A lot of eyes were on this one IPOing today. We're going to look over the chart. We're going to go over GCT, AMC, APE, and the SPY, guys. We're going to do a chart analysis on what 42 Vision and the inflow versus outflow indicator is showing. But before we do, I want to share with you guys the home run opportunity that was mentioned this morning over at the Discord. And as you see popping up here on the screen, these are some of the home runs we managed to find this week so far. Not guaranteed to be this way every single time, but we strive for opportunities like these every single day. So the home run of the day was spectacular and beyond expectations. And if you guys want to know about these stocks early on in the pre-market or receive this edge and clarity over the charts with our 42 Vision indicators and bots, check out the link down below in the description to the Discord, the 42 Vision indicators, and by joining, you'll become part of our growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together. So the home run of the day was from our Tesla bot. It sent out a bull indicator since 9:55 a.m. and from that moment forward, call options went up 100% plus within hours, guys. And as you can see popping up here on the screen, our inflow versus outflow indicator, inflows crossed the midpoint and they dominated, got that bull indicator and full strength on 42 Vision. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge over the charts and receive access to our bots and know about the stocks we watch every day in the pre-market through our morning briefs, check out the link down below in the description to the Discord. We look forward to having you join us, and let's jump into these charts. So here we are with STBX to start off here with the list of stocks that we're going to look at, right? We're going to look at AMC, APE, GCT, and the SPY. Now, STBX was IPO'd today, and a lot of people were excited about it because GCT had an explosive run after its IPO. Now, we need to look at this chart because it's showing some key things going on here with 42 Vision, and I'm going to share with you guys what it is that I'm watching. Not financial advice, just my perspective and opinions alone and what I'm seeing here in the charts. Now, I'm going to pull up the bull and bear indicators, which you can now gain access to as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 Vision indicator, getting connected to our SPY bot, our QQQ bot, our newly released Tesla bot, and we have other bots on the way so that you can receive the clarity and edge that you deserve within the volatility of the markets to maximize on opportunities. And you can now join the members using these resources to maximize in either direction by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts. And in today's video, we're also going to look at the charts using our inflow versus outflow indicator, which adds that extra layer of confirmation and gives us that edge and clarity over the charts within the volatility. So here we are with STBX trying to pull itself back up. This is the 15-minute. There's no data here, no bull or bear indicator because it's too fresh, just IPO'd, not enough data to look at the charts. But when you go to the 5-minute, we got a little bit of things going on here. So towards the end of the day, it got a bear indicator and the outflows got crossed here, right, in the aftermarket hours. Now, it's pulling itself back up, and we could see that the midpoint was crossed, and it got a bull indicator here at $15.12, and it's jumped up to $17. I mean, that's been a big jump there. Now, if you go ahead and zoom in even more to the 3-minute, you could see that things were pretty volatile, trying to bring themselves back up. Consolidated here, as you could see, slight pull down as it crossed the outflows, and the inflows crossed back up here at around this point, and it jumped up from $15 to $17. The first thing I'm going to be watching going into tomorrow is the 3-minute. If it could hold above the midpoint and continue to pull away from it to the upside, signifying further strength of these inflows, and hold that bull indicator and not get canceled out by a bear indicator. On the 5-minute, I'm going to be watching the same thing. Could this bull indicator hold true? Could this break through resistance levels such as $20, $22? And then we could start looking at higher levels. And on the 15-minute, I'm going to be watching for some inflow data to start picking up here as more data starts to unravel. If it pops up tomorrow, if not, I'm going to be watching the 3-minute and the 5-minute, how it acts if it holds above the midpoint with the inflows dominating, or if it holds below it and the outflows start to dominate, pulling this back down towards $11. That's what I'm going to be watching. Now we have APE here, and APE is in the position on the 15-minute of crossing through the midpoint of the outflows. We talked about this yesterday. I was watching it on the 5-minute, as it got a bull indicator yesterday, and if it held above the midpoint multiple times, it brought itself up, brought itself back down, and these were short-lived outflows, and you could see that the inflows dominated more than the outflows. The outflows were very short-lived, and it continued to scale itself up from around $6 up to around $7.60, $7.70s, right? So we need to talk about why this stock did not go much higher to the upside, right? Well, these inflows kept getting rejected by slight outflows, but they had their small runs, like right here from 650 to 750, came back down towards 690, back up to 760, and so forth, right? Now, it's under a bear indicator here on the 5-minute, but if we go ahead and zoom out to the 15-minute, it is right now not picking up any data, but what we do have is the outflows got crossed. This went from a dip area yesterday to 2 rip areas, which is bright green, right, on 42 vision, from the dip to the rip, and then the transitions are back down from bright green to white with red borders, meaning the dip area, right? So it actually hit an exhaustion point, and quickly inflows lost traction and outflows started to dominate, and it crossed the midpoint. I'm going to be watching for this to try to bring itself back up here on the 15-minute, and if a bull indicator can pop up, and on the 5-minute, if it could get itself back up that midpoint and cancel out that bear indicator with another bull indicator, okay? Super important to keep that in mind. So here we are with AMC, and AMC Entertainment Holdings has been under a bear indicator since yesterday. You could see how outflows actually dominated to the downside, and this little pop-up here was that slight inflow there, and since yesterday, the outflows have been dominating. We've been below the midpoint, and the stock has been slowly going downwards, right? And when you go ahead and zoom out, and you look at this from the 30-minute, same exact thing, right? Outflows crossed, and they rejected as they were trying to come back up there that afternoon, going into the pre-market, and it's been below it the last 2 days, and the stock has been going lower. Now, we've hit a dip area from the rip area, that bear indicator, and all of this dip area, there's a possibility of it trying to come back up. Not guaranteed, but once we hit white with red borders, there tends to be reversals. Now, some are stronger, some are weaker. The main thing I'm going to be watching here is if these inflows can cross the midpoint, or is it going to reject and go from green to red like it did right here. Just imagine something like that happening over here, and it's going to pull it down even further, right, to lower levels like it did right here. It went from around 1137 all the way down to 1025, a whole another dollar to the downside with those outflows there as you see them. And you could see that there's a lot of inflows coming up in the last 2 days, like somebody's trying to buy up the dip, but not enough to cross the midpoint. That midpoint needs to be crossed. Look what happens when that midpoint gets crossed. The stock starts to go up. Same thing back here, right? It crossed that midpoint, starts to go up, especially once you get that extra layer of confirmation with the bull indicator and strength on 42 vision. Right now, we are below it based off the 30-minute. I'm going to be watching if it could get back up towards that midpoint and get above it. And same thing with this 15-minute being pretty close to it and trying to curl up here in the after hours. And we definitely want to see a bull indicator that can possibly cancel out that bear indicator on both of these time frames. Now, the last one here is GCT, and this is the one that a lot of people were excited to compare to the first stock we were looking at, right? And this is an IPO that actually ran last week, got into a bear indicator yesterday. Not enough data on the 30-minute, but today it showed that it crossed those outflows. Some inflows trying to come back up, but the stock continues to fall. Not enough to cross the midpoint. The stock is still in the outflows domination, and it seems like somebody's buying up the dip, but not enough strength of volume to bring it up higher, right? There's actual investors trying to buy this up. Inflows are picking up, but the midpoint is still below it. I'm going to be watching if this could actually bring itself closer towards it or cross it on the 30-minute and cancel out that bear indicator as well with a possible bull indicator to the upside, and if it could break back above $35 and hold the support of $25.47. Super important. If it breaks below 25, the next level will be around $23 to $20, right? That's what we want to look at. Now, we used the 15-minute yesterday because it had a little bit of more data, and you could see that the outflows got crossed in the aftermarket hours, and I stated I was going to watch if it could bring itself back up towards the midpoint or even cross it, and all day outflows dominated. That bear indicator since yesterday at $50, $49 has been dominating over the chart, and double rejection here at $47. Super important levels to watch if things start to pick up momentum back up. But these inflows definitely need to get crossed and held above and pulled away from that midpoint to the upside if this wants to start picking up momentum and breaking through resistance levels. Now, on the SPY, we are here on the 15-minute under a bear indicator, a lot of volatility going on, but when you zoom out in the bigger picture to the 30-minute, it's been under a bear indicator here since August 19th. Outflows got crossed, and we've been below it the last 2 days and 3 days actually, including since the 19th. And the brief moment that it got itself above it, it was short-lived, sideways action, outflows came back to dominate, and we pushed back down. I'm going to be watching if these inflows can cross the midpoint on the 30-minute and eventually cancel out that bear indicator with a bull indicator. I look forward to seeing your thoughts down below. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.